Greetings, everyone. Welcome to New Earth Ghana Health Watch Thursday. I'm your chef for this evening, Shannon from Plant Kingdom. You can follow me on Instagram at plantkingdom.co. So that's plantkingdom.co. So tonight we are making Rasta pasta, which the name kind of is interesting because Rastas don't eat meat. So no chicken, no fish, totally vegan. But Rasta pasta is typically with jerk chicken to make the sauce have like a jerk flavor. So it's similar to your Alfredo dish, and we're going to be doing the vegan version tonight. So we'll be using mushrooms as our meats. And then I have a cream sauce here. I make a cashew cream, but then I also blended it tonight with coconut milk because coconut milk is what is traditionally used for Rasta pasta. So first we will boil some of our pasta. And you can use whatever pasta you like. I'm not a fan of like spaghetti or those, so I bought some shells here. So our water is ready. You can see what's happening? Okay. That might be enough for this pot. So I just want to cook that for a little bit, like 10 minutes or so. And while that is cooking, we will get ready with the sauce. So I have a couple of aromatics here, like this is shallots and some garlic, and I'll just chop those roughly. The jerk seasoning already has these inside, so I don't really need it. I'm just adding it just so the pasta has like something that you can look at and see. Because the seasonings are pastes, so they've been blended really small, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. So this is just so we have something to look at in the pasta. And then I have a bunch of greens that we'll add after as well. I'll tell you a little bit about those. So we have some new members here today to try and see how everything goes. So we'll be getting your feedback later, okay? All right. Oh, let me peel this too. This is butternut squash. I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there just to give it some kind of sweet flavor. So I'll cut. Wait, is there water in here? That is not supposed to be in there. Let's let that dry out. While that dries out, I'll just peel some more. And with the skin for the, it's at the lowest setting. Well, that one was. You don't have to peel off all of the skin on the squashes because the skin has a lot of fiber. And it's not like it tastes, it doesn't have like any strong taste, like it's not bitter or anything like that. So I don't mind the skin. But in something like pasta, I don't necessarily need it in there. So I'll just peel like most of the skin off. So have you guys ever heard of Rasta pasta? Yeah. Okay. One has not. Ajwa, you?
Yes. We want to live in the grid for a little bit, but sometimes they have different colors in the package. They would have green. Yes, I have. This is Ajwa. I've had Rasta pasta in terms of with the colorings, right? There's a package you can buy with green, red, and white or yellow pasta.
Yeah, I was going to buy that one.
Brings the color together to kind of make it pasta.
Yeah, I thought about buying that one, but when I look at the actual ingredients, it's like less than 1% is actually vegetable. So it'll be like spinach or beetroot or whatever to have the color, but it's like so insignificant in the quantity that I'm like, might as well just get regular pasta.
Oh, you mean the coloring of the pasta is not authentic to anything healthy?
I'm saying the percentage of vegetable that's in it to get the coloring is like less than 1%. So I was like, it's insignificant, huh?
You're going for healthy.
Well, I have my
Coloring.
greens. I add my greens, so I add my color my own way. But for the price, to me, it just wasn't worth it because it's like you pay a lot more for those colored ones. And I'm not saying don't buy it. I was just saying I just didn't bother because it didn't seem worth it to me. And usually I wouldn't really get pasta anyway. I would get something that is gluten-free. But those options aren't as readily available here in Ghana. So I just got regular wheat pasta. But you can get like any variety of pasta, like you're saying, like the colored ones. You can get like a gluten-free one that maybe is like rice-based, or they have chickpea pasta nowadays, lentil pasta, literally everything. So you can get varieties, or make it yourself at home, because pasta is literally just the flour and water and some salt. So you can recreate it at home. So the butternut squash will give it like a sweet flavor, and I love sweet, so incorporate sweet as much as I can without incorporating sugar. Okay, now all the water is gone. So this will go in first just to get the squash to soften up. Get some smaller pieces. So yeah, something I did want to mention about Rastafarian culture, because there seems to be a big misconception that Rastafarian culture is just dreadlocks. And I'm actually not even a Rasta, I just have locks. But the culture is much more than just hair. It's about black liberation and health, environmentalism, all of those things. So Rastas wouldn't typically eat animal products. And I kind of feel like if someone's eating animal products, in my mind, they're not really Rasta. But nowadays, groups are more liberal, so more inclusive. But yeah, I find that here, a lot of people say that they're Rastas, but they eat meat. I'm like, that's not a Rasta. Oh, you are? Are you a Rasta? Okay. All right, go ahead. You say you want to comment? The last bit of squash here. Smells good already. And I love to eat like this squash just even sauteed like how I'm doing it now. I use some shea butter to saute it. And you can just saute it like that, and you can add spices if you want, but I find that the butternut squash has so much flavor, sometimes I don't need anything other than just salt and some like oil or shea butter or something like that. So it's like a great side. No, I turned it off. No. So yeah, see this has some caramelization action going on here, so that'll give us a lot of sweet flavor in the dish. I'll just put a bit more shea butter. And then I'll just cover that to steam for a second. Oh, this one. So while that's steaming, let me get these greens ready. So this, it doesn't look as good now because it's late, but this is called Cuban oregano, but it also has other names. And I just love the flavor of this one. So I'm gonna blend it in the sauce so we can have some of that. And then I have some bitter greens, bitter leaves again, like last time. Oh, thank you. Just because, like I said, bitter is better, just for nutritional health benefits. The bitters are great for fighting against like malaria, improving your immune system, and things like that. So I like to incorporate them as much as I can in my food, just because I feel like medicine should be delicious, or can be delicious if we are mindful of that. I know there are a lot of holistic doctors like Dr. Sebi and his followers. They say, eat to live, don't live to eat. But I love food, so I live to eat. But if you make it nutritional, Okay. Paul Gauss, no. So yeah, see, this got soft really fast, just like a couple minutes. So I'll just give it like one more minute. Yeah, but I think you can make medicine delicious, so that's my aim, to make medicine delicious. So when I went for my mushrooms yesterday, if you guys want any mushrooms, I have some tonight, if you wanted to purchase some, any of you guys here. When I went for them yesterday, because I've been feeling a little bit, not congested, but some kind of sensation. So the farmers said like, oh, well, you should make tea with the bitter greens. So I'll make tea, plus I'll put it in my food. And then I have some parsley here, and then these are the stems. So I'll put the stems in the sauce. And then some spinach and moringa. So moringa is something that is another superfood. But I love to just put it on top of my dish after I like make the plate, just so I have like some more nutritional value added in. And I'll tell you about some of the benefits of moringa in a second. just want that a little bit softer. Get these mushrooms ready. So in here, I already have my cashew cream, which uses soaked cashews, my Jamaican jerk seasoning, and my curry seasoning, a little bit of lime, and some salt. Blended all of that together, and that's the cashew cream. And then I blended it with coconut milk as well. And then I'm just going to blend it just so I can add some of these herbs and stuff in here again. So I want the stems to be hidden, and I might need to add some salt, so I'll see how that goes. So let me add the shallots and garlic now. You guys like spicy? No? No? You like spicy? Okay. I don't think this should be too spicy because I didn't put so much pepper in the cream. But I love spicy, so usually I put pepper in the cream. But the jerk seasoning does have some spice in there, so hopefully it's not too much for you guys. So I'll put like maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons for now, just to start, and then I'll adjust accordingly. So now we can go in with our mushrooms. Let me pull some of these apart because I like when they take in a lot of the flavor. Do you guys like mushrooms? Yeah? Yes, oysters. It's funny because in the US, like, oysters are so expensive. But then here in Ghana, it's the main mushroom, so it's cheap. But if we were to get like a package of this in the US, it would be so much more. Well, just all mushrooms in general are just expensive in the US. Well, everything is expensive in the US.
What about in China, like the shiitake mushroom?
Well, I don't know the price that it is over there. I've never been. But it's probably cheaper if you get it there. So I just like to take the big pieces apart. These are the pieces that really have like that meaty texture. The end of the mushrooms, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let's put some of this in there. Let me take this one apart. And you see, like the mushrooms, they hold so much water. Like even while I'm pulling them apart, water is coming out. So they'll even add to the dish. Like you don't really need to add as much water when you add mushrooms. Okay, I think that should be good. See how fresh they are? Like so nice and fresh. Yeah. And the mushrooms will cook down a lot. So just from the 1 second ago I just put it in the pot, it's already like half of that size. And the more it cooks down. So sometimes you start off with a lot of mushrooms and end up with like almost nothing. Oh, that's a big guy right there. Oh, somebody's about to get lucky with this piece. How's it smelling? Yeah? Making you hungry? Okay. And I'll just spoon the pasta in because I do want a little bit of the water to add. So our pasta is cooked now. And then I'll start putting some of the sauce just so the pasta doesn't overpower everything. So this is like your Jamaican version of an Alfredo pasta. And then it's the vegan Jamaican version. So a lot of adjustments. Put some more in here. It's actually already pretty thick. Oh, okay. So it's pretty thick, so I can still add some more pasta. Because I have a little bit more cream left too. But I want the shells to really have like a lot of cream filled inside and a lot of flavor. Some of these guys are sticking together. And you can add like any vegetables you want in there. You can add like your carrots, spring onions, regular onions. There's a lot of chocho in season right now. So and as you cook the cream, it thickens up, as you see. That's why I wanted like some of the water from the pasta, because it'll thicken up a lot. And this is a really quick meal, as you see, like a quick weekday meal. Especially if you have like your seasoning blends already ready. I want to chop up this parsley pretty fine so we can use that as garnish. I've noticed the parsley and the celery here are very similar to each other as far as look and smell and even taste. But in the US, I find that it's very different. I'm going to put the bitter greens in just because when they go in sooner, the bitterness is not as intense, and we don't really want to have bitter overpowering. But yeah, our celery in the US, I find that it doesn't have as much flavor. It's more of a neutral water flavor, and I find that when you juice it, it tastes more like salt water. But the celery here, it tastes a lot like parsley, so I have a hard time distinguishing between the two. Okay. Oh, that was supposed to go in there. Have you guys heard of Cuban oregano? Yes? It's one of my favorite herbs, and I've only recently discovered it. Maybe within the last 4 years. And then I'll cut up some of this spinach here. So these kitchen shears just make a lot of things a lot easier sometimes when you're cutting. So I like to use these for the greens. And I'll just put this straight in the pot. And then once I add my greens, I like to just turn off the heat, just because I'm not really trying to cook them for long. I just want to warm them up. And the local spinach has like an okra characteristic. So it also makes things thicken because of this kind of like slimy texture that it has once you start to cook it. And just put the rest of the sauce. And let me talk to you guys about the moringa, because that's kind of the show for tonight. So these are the, let me see if I can find a better looking one. This is the plant here. I mean, it's been traveling for some hours, so it's not as vibrant as it was when I left my house, but I don't know if you guys can see pretty well here, but moringa is another superfood. Let me turn this one off. But it's great for blood sugar, blood pressure. It's great for men and women's health individually, both for like sexual performance, increasing libido, increasing testosterone, and sperm mobility. And it's great for your B vitamins as well as vitamins A, C, and E. So it's good for like your hair, your skin, your nails. It's rich in iron, and women tend to have a lot of low iron because of our menstrual cycles. So this is rich in iron, it's rich in calcium and potassium. So this is like a really good food to have. So I like to just like make my plate and then moringa on. So I'll put some in the pasta, and then when we plate, I'll give you guys like a little extra dose. And it doesn't have a strong taste. You would think like for it to be so healthy and beneficial, it's probably going to taste bad. But I find that it's pretty mild in flavor. And I'm just removing them from the stems, just so it's more palatable. So I try to have like a lot of greens in everything that I cook, just because your greens, your vegetables are your like building food, your fruits are your detoxing food, and they just add a lot of nutritional value for whatever you're consuming. So I just try to incorporate greens as much as I can, and no matter what the dish is, I'll just throw some greens in there. It's also like a good way to just like hide your vegetables. If like you have kids and they don't like vegetables or something like that, if you just throw it in other stuff, then they won't even necessarily realize that they're eating vegetables. So let me just taste and make sure we don't need any more salt. Where did the spoon go? Oh. Something from the bottom. Start from the bottom over here. Oh, hot. More salt. So just add some more salt here. Let's get all this cream out here. How's the time? 12. Let me just taste for salt one more time. I'm not hearing you. Still not hearing you. Okay. So let's do some little samples. I can use these plates. Oh, the parsley. Forgot to put that in there. Ask questions. Does anyone have any questions?
With your greens, right? With your greens, I noticed that, as you said, you don't cook them for too long. In fact, the fire is off while you had put them in. So when you do it like that, is there like particular greens that require just a short length? Because some, like contemporary, you have to cook it long.
Right.
So is there particular ones that you use that don't really need that much, just steaming, really? Because that's what you're doing, right? Just steaming them in the pot.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are varieties, and like contemporary would need to be cooked for longer. But something like spinach doesn't necessarily have to cook for long. So it just depends on which greens.
The ingredients for the cashew nut sauce.
The ingredients for the cashew cream. So it's cashews, water, lime, my jerk seasoning, and then I also have a curry seasoning and salt. I want to put some plates. Yeah, for this one, coconut milk.
Do you make your own coconut cream?
Yeah.
Or do you buy the canned ones?
No, I don't buy it. I just blend coconut with some water. And if I want it to be like a sweet profile, then I'll add some dates. If I want it to be savory, then I'll add the seasonings. So it depends on which way I want to do it.
Okay, and so which coconut do you use? Do you use the soft one, or do you use the hard ones, or
Like
do you
medium?
use the medium one?
Like medium to hard.
Right.
But not the really hard ones where it's brown on the outside. You can use that too. It's just, to me, really hard, and you'd have to have like a really powerful blender to get it to be like really smooth. So like that medium texture consistency is okay for like the blender to not have to do so much work.
So it's more about the blender than the actual coconut. So
Both.
if you had a
It's about
if you had
both.
a powerful machine, would you use the?
If I had a really powerful blender, then I can use the really hard one.
Okay.
But the soft one, not as much. Just because it doesn't produce that much.
Sure, I can understand
so,
that.
So anyone want to taste first? Oh, use these? Okay.
So that sauce that you're using for the pasta, can you use it for other things? I guess you can. I imagine.
Yeah,
Can you use it?
like salad dressing.
Okay.
You can use it for any like topping. Like let's say you made like a wrap or a burger. You can use it for that as well. Anyway. You have to ask them for it. I only have the bowls. These are really difficult to separate. Who's next? Oh, yes, you can come. Thank you for coming back. There you go. So one more for two more.
So greedy. I just ate, but I still want more.
But you didn't have this, right? You didn't eat this. You ate something else. Kwabena or Frederick? You guys want to try? Hmm? How was it? Okay. Kwabena, do you want to try? Oh, you have some. Okay. Does he want some outside? Okay, so I'll leave it here for him.
So I saw dates. Did you use dates?
No, I didn't use it in this.
Is it normally inside the cream?
No, I just bought that from the market because I always get it from Medina.
Oh, okay.
But when I do the condensed milk, I put dates in there. But if you wanted to have it like on a sweet side, I would add some dates as well. Let me taste it and see what's going on in this pot. Is there another fork? I can use my spoon.
Oh, I taste the bitter somewhere mixed up.
It surprised you.
At least
With
it's
the
not
bitter
in every
leaf?
bite. Yeah.
Did you taste it? Yeah, I hope it's not in every bite, but
The bitter leaves.
Mhm.
What are they called? Is it
Just
this?
bitter leaf.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not in every bite, so I think you put in just enough to kind of, I don't know, get you to taste whenever. Yes.
Oh, okay, like surprises.
Yeah, surprises.
It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
I can taste every bit of spice and the leaves in it, and I like it. I mean, it tastes like homemade food and it tastes very healthy.
Okay. But you said you don't like spicy. Do you find that it's too spicy?
The spice is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, very mild.
Okay, good.
For me, I like spicy.
Me too.
Like really spicy. I like
Me
the
too.
sweats.
I'm the same way.
Pepper inside.
I would have added a lot of pepper, but because I know people don't necessarily want pepper, I'm like, I can't only cook it for myself, you know? But I'll cook it for you. We'll have it really
Yeah, I like
spicy
a lot
together.
of spice, a lot of pepper. I moved to the right country for that.
Same. Did everyone get moringa? Because now I'm feeling like I didn't give everyone. But usually they'll garnish with like scallion or fresh herbs, something like that. I'm like, I'll just garnish with moringa. But yeah, I get a little bit of the bitter leaves occasionally too.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
But if you didn't want it to be so bitter, you can cook the leaves first, right?
Yeah.
And then take the water off.
Yeah,
And
you can
then-
either cook
yeah.
them longer or use less leaf. And the longer you cook it, the less nutritional value it'll have because you'll be killing more enzymes.
Of course.
And how are the mushrooms?
I like how it tastes full.
Hmm.
You know, and they don't taste manga.
They don't taste what? Manga. Okay.
Buy some off you tonight,
You gonna buy some? Okay.
like the butternut squash inside. I can eat butternut squash inside of anything, really.
Me too.
It just
Yeah.
makes everything taste nice.
Yeah, I agree. And if I had it like shredded, then it would be like more throughout the pasta. And so you get a lot more of it, you know?
You know, when you were doing the Rasta pasta and I saw the picture, I thought it had to do with the colors, which made it Rasta, the red, the green, the gold.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what it is. That's not what makes it Rasta pasta.
It's more of the jerk seasoning that makes it Rasta pasta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were doing a revolutionary.
Well, yeah, when they put the colored bell peppers, it gives it that feel. But it's more for the seasoning. Anybody want more? No more? Want some next one? Here you go. You're welcome. Oh, you got a little plate, so you didn't really get much. Is that okay?
I want some moringa on top of mine.
Do you want some moringa on top or no? Okay. You want more pasta too? Okay, just that moringa. That fresh moringa. Yeah. Yeah, usually they sell it just dried. But because my mushroom farmers grow it, I'm able to get it fresh. So I just take advantage. There you are. Did you try it, Frederick? Did you taste it? Oh, you didn't get a spoon. What's the time?
I like the blend of
I don't think this is worth 5. Okay. Okay. You see, I'm not good at like reading lips or anything like that. Hmm? Technical difficulties. Yeah. About what? Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is one thing I like about vegan is that when you feel full, it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it lasts. So this is my second round and I'm feeling full. So it's
Okay.
great.
Yeah, I
I
would
don't
say
have to cook tonight.
hmm?
I don't have to cook today.
When I first changed my diet, when I stopped eating meats, I was always hungry. But then I guess your body has to like adjust, right, to the changes. So then once my body adjusted to the changes, I found that I'm really full. And now being in Ghana where we have like this abundance of like fresh fruit and fresh vegetables, everything, and the soil is rich. So like the sensation of satiation is when your body is receiving nutrients and vitamins that it wants. So the more like vitamins and nutrients and stuff you get, like the fuller you'll feel. So because the soil here is so nutrient dense, we get full really fast. So just from like a pineapple and a mango, I can't eat for like another 4 hours. And I'll even be like, oh, I want to eat because I want to eat like food, but I'm just too full. What were you going to say? Okay. Did you have a question or no? So that's our Rasta pasta for this evening. Thank you guys for tuning in to New Earth Ghana, Health Watch Thursdays. Again, you can find us every Thursday here. Not necessarily me, but some program where you can tune in live. You can come and visit the shop and check out some of the health products that are here in store. I have some of my products as well available for sale, like different seasonings, sauces, beverages, things like that. And to reach me, you can find me on Instagram at plantkingdom.co. So it's PLANTKINGDOM.co. You can send me a DM, and yeah, let me know what you'd like to try. Thank you. Good night.